Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a super fun video. I basically have 6 days off from work and also for my own job I decided to just take it slow for a couple of days. So what I'm planning to do for these upcoming 6 days is to do lots of sewing. I'm currently in a little bit of a need for just nice tops and blouses that fit me well. I've decided to sell a lot of my clothing because things didn't really fit me properly. So it's time to add some new pieces to my wardrobe with some really cute fabrics. And then the plan is also to finish 2 sewing projects that I'm currently still working on. The first one is this jacket that you may have seen before if you've been here on my channel. It still needs that one sleeve. I don't know why I just haven't gotten around to doing it, but it would be nice if I could get this done and then I can finally wear it. And then the next sewing project you actually haven't seen before, and it's a shirt dress, just a self-drafted pattern. So you cannot get this, but it's super simple. It's just a rectangle with some shirring here, and then I like to add some elastic in the top as well, so it's really nice and stretchy. And then it's going to be a tiered dress, so I've added the first tier. I just need to add the second tier because it's going to be a midi length and then the sleeves, and then it will be done. So that is exciting and I really like this fabric. It's very different for me. I'm usually more of a floral type of girl, and this is a very geometric print, but it's all of my favorite colors combined, so I think it's very special. And then I will show you the new fabrics. First of all, I have this embroidered cotton. So the first one is this embroidered cotton, and it's also tie-dye. And this is so cute. It really reminds me of Love Shack Fancy. I think it's just absolutely adorable and really summery. For this specific fabric, I was thinking the Noami 2019, which was designed by Alyssa Threads, whom I really love on Instagram. Then I also picked up this fabric. This is a purple Indian cotton, so it kind of has like a linen texture, but it's still super lightweight. For this top, I don't really have a pattern. I think I'm gonna draft something myself. And I was thinking one of those tops with a deep v-neck and a big ruffly collar, kind of like this little sketch that I made. Then I also have this cotton. This is a cotton voile with pink and purple flowers. As you can tell, I was really feeling pink and purple when I got these fabrics. And for this one, I was thinking like a gunny dupe, which I know a lot of people have been sewing up, but it's just a really nice top. Then I'm also in love with the Honey Tea by Paradise patterns. They quite recently added a dress extension to that pattern, which I think is super cute. So I'm thinking maybe I will make the dress in this light sage green pointel cotton knit. And then lastly, I also have this embroidered cotton. This is just a little remnant that I have in my collection, and I thought it would be really cute for a bubble frock top, but I'm not sure yet if I get around to making this one. And as you can see, I have a lot of plans. One of the goals is also that I really want to focus on what I feel like, so if I don't feel like something or I want to change plans, that is fine too. I don't want to force anything, I just want to see what I end up making, and I'm just bringing you along for the ride. Okay, so these are the pieces that I've sewn so far. So here we have the bodice side front and then the bodice front. They are basically sewn together like this to create that curved line that is going to be your chest. And here comes the confusing part in the video. This is going to be the lining, so we're not using that. And then we have this piece that we gathered up, and that's just going to lay on top. And I was a little bit confused because in the video she's doing that with her lining fabric, but no, it's actually in the same fabric. So this is the piece that we're gonna baste all around. Then we're also currently working on the piece that is going to sit underneath that. So that is why this has the V shape. That's how you can recognize it. And this is piece 5 for the center and then piece 6 stitch on the side of that. So that is what I'm going to be doing now, sewing the side seams of these 2 pieces and then basting around this top.
It's been a long time, but I remember it well. Just like the photo we keep on the shelf. Oh, we were young. Oh, we were young.
Then to make this top with a elasticated back instead of the buttons, I made this adjustment. So I cut out a regular back piece, but then I folded it right here on the grain line. And then I cut this additional back piece that is about twice the width of the amount that I folded. So basically it's just a rectangle that we're gonna add elastic to, and then it's going to be nice and shirred up. So of course for this back piece, then we're not going to do the darts, we're just going to leave it like this. So we're going to sew these edges by 1 centimeter and repeat that for the lining fabric.
Now 10 years have passed and we're still locked in time.
So after you sewn the bodice piece with the first back piece together for the lining and the main fabric, we're gonna take that long rectangle piece, that is the hacked piece with the elastic. We're gonna put the lining and the main with the right sides together, and then I'm gonna sew this long edge with a 1 centimeter seam. So what I've just done is I wrapped this piece around my body, and actually, so I feel like adding this piece in there would have been too big. So I've actually just trimmed down that piece and removed this width. So what I've done, I've cut 3 different lengths of elastic, and then each layer is like 3 centimeters shorter than the next one. So the longest elastic is in the top, and then the shortest is near my waist.
I don't take for granted the years that go by. Started with a gaze, here we remain. All of the moments collected in time, perfectly bound like your hand fits in mine. Lucky to find what we're both looking for in this life. My heart is aching, but somehow in all the right places. You make me feel like enough. I'm ever yours, I'm ever yours. My heart is racing, these tears of happiness shaking, 'cause I know that I found love. I'm ever yours, I'm ever yours.
Next up, we are going to work on our ruffle piece. So I've just attached the side seams of the front ruffle to the back ruffle. And now I am going to sew some gathering stitches on the top to insert that later. So this is the layout that we have so far. So this is the top, and I'm first going to attach the sleeves here from bias tape to bias tape. Then after that, we're going to attach the shirt piece together with the lining that is over there. And then we're going to move to the ruffle. Okay, so now the sleeves are somewhat in place here. We're gonna move to the lining. So I'm going to put right sides together like this. So the sleeves are actually going to be sandwiched between. Okay, so this is our top now. I've inserted that and then understitch along the edge. Now I'm going to insert the back piece, so then I will finally be able to try it on properly. And how I'm going to be inserting that is by folding this open, then taking that back piece, and then I'm going to put that right sides together just like this, and then fold this over. And then I'm just going to sew along this edge by 1 centimeter. So this is how that looks once that is inserted. So the edges are really nice and clean, and now I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another little check-in. Today is Sunday, so this is the 4th day off. I just want to show you what I've been up to so far. I've managed to finish my quilted jacket, which was a long time coming. So I'm really happy that I finally finished it and I can wear it. It's honestly a bit too hot right now, but I'm sure the weather will cool off pretty soon and I get to wear it more. And I really love just the little crochet patches that I've put on there. That's just really cute and really adds my own spin to this jacket. It's probably one of the best things about making something yourself, is that you're able to add those kind of touches. And then I've also made the ME2019 top, and this is how it turned out. It's a little bit cutesy for me, definitely out of my comfort zone, but that's also what I really love about it. I was really inspired for some reason by Love Shack Fancy. It's a brand that I followed for a while, but nonetheless it was really fun to kind of branch out and just have some fun with a cute summer top. I will say that I had to make a lot of fit adjustments to this. I made the smallest size, which was a size 8, and that was actually really close to my measurement. I have an 82 centimeter bust with a 62 centimeter waist, which is actually larger than a size 8. For example, I had to take in the shoulder elastic by quite a lot. Then even the wrist elastic was really large and I had to take it in. Then of course I made the back adjustment, so that's not really accurate anymore. But I feel like even then, when I wrapped it around my body before doing the little back piece that was in there originally, the ends were already almost touching. So I feel like it would have just been really big. And it's quite interesting. I don't know what's up with that. Then I think also here the shoulder portion where you have that double bubble elastic, for some reason it's just not really fitting very comfortably. I can wear it of course, but it's not really how I would have made this pattern. Still, it's a really fun little top and I'm happy that I made it. It's also a little bit difficult to get on right now, but I can live with that. It's not something that I'm going to wear every single day. And then the sewing project that I have planned for today is I'm going to hack a dress that I keep seeing on Instagram. And it's just a really cute dress by some designer brand with some ties in the front, quite a deep v-neck and a really cute poofy skirt. At the moment I'm really into cutesy tops and dresses that are very poofy. I don't know why, but it's just what I happen to be feeling. So I just got the Elliot top by Coolstitches, which has a really similar design at the front, also with a deep v-neck and then some ties below at the waist. And I'm thinking I could easily hack that pattern to become that dress. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put elastic instead of the ties. Then it's of course going to have different ties at the front. I'm probably going to raise the neckline a bit because I don't want it to be so open at the front. And then I'm just going to add a little gathered skirt. So that's going to be really fun. I'm just going to start piecing the pattern today and maybe also cutting out the fabric. And this is the fabric that I have picked out. I've once again picked out a block print that I had remnant from my collection, probably from like a year ago. I probably also have to line it with some white cotton, especially in the chest area. So that is what I have planned for this fabric and the upcoming days, and I will again take you along.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling.
After cutting all of the bodice pieces, I'm going to stabilize the neckline with some tape to avoid it stretching out. I'm going to be sewing the darts and ironing those in place. To make the puffy balloon-like sleeves, I am making a lining for the sleeves and I'm shortening that by 4 centimeters. Also want to mark the notches for the front and the back. Then I'm adding the amount that I removed from the lining to the main fabric. Then I've sewn the bodice piece by the side seams and the shoulder seams in both the lining fabric and the main fabric. Then I'm going to be doing the same for the sleeves, sewing the side seams of the lining and the main fabric. Then I'm going to iron all of those seams open. Here I'm sewing a gathering stitch on the bottom of the sleeves on the lining and the main fabric. Then we're going to place these two sleeves into each other with the right sides together. Make sure you're doing the two correct pieces so they have to line up at the notches. Then we're going to gather these together. And you want to gather it to a length that is still bigger than your arm. And then I'm sewing around this entire circumference by 1 centimeter to secure the gathers in place. Taking the length of elastic that fits around my arm comfortably. And while stretching out the elastic, sewing that in place. Now we can turn the sleeve to the right side. The main fabric will be longer than the lining fabric, so that will look like this. Next you want to cut 8 of these pieces. They are 25 centimeters by 9 centimeters wide. So 8 pieces will make 4 straps and then we're going to interface 4 of them. Then we are gonna place an interfaced piece on top of a non-interfaced piece and sew around it by 1 centimeter. Next trim away the seam allowance. And then turn the strap to the right side. Now we are going to place the bodice pieces on top of each other with the wrong sides together and pin along the neckline. And I'm going to be inserting 2 rows of elastic, and the most highest one is going to be 8 centimeters from the edge. Then I'm sewing the 2 layers together across the line I just marked. Then sewing another line across from it 1.5 centimeter away. Then repeat those 2 steps 3 centimeters below the first one. And then inserting the elastic. Next up I made these little pleats in the ties. And then I'm pinning those to the bodice with the right sides together. Then we are going to finish this raw edge with some bias binding. I just fold the bias binding around the raw edge so that it is on the inside as well as on the outside and sew across it. And then folding it to the inside and sew it in place with 1 centimeter seam allowance. Here I'm just overlocking the side seams of my skirt. My skirt is around twice the width of my top piece. And then I'm going to gather it in place to fit the top piece. And then we're going to sew around the entire circumference of the skirt with a 2 centimeter seam allowance. And I didn't want to take away any extra length from the bodice piece, so there I only did 1 centimeter seam allowance. And then I'm going to iron this seam allowance towards the bodice piece, then sewing it in place and then inserting an elastic. Then lastly I just hemmed the skirt and attached the sleeves. Then here's a little bit of a tutorial on how to add sleeves to a shirt bodice. I like to cut away some of the shirt bodice. It is around 2 centimeters wide and 9 centimeters long. And then I'm going to cut the sleeves, which really is not anything special. It is the same, the front and the back, and I'm just making a curved line. The only thing special is that you're gonna trim away 1 centimeter of seam allowance from the armpit area around the same length as what you removed from the bodice. Then I'm sewing the side seams of the sleeves and finishing them with an overlocker, and then I'm going to be doing the same for this curved edge. Next up, I measure some elastic for the shoulders and for my arms. Then you're going to iron the curved part of the shoulder towards the inside by 1.5 centimeters. And then I fold and iron the hem of the sleeve by 8 centimeters. Then you're gonna sew 2 lines around that hem and leave an opening and insert the elastic to there. And then the sleeve is ready to be attached to the bodice with the right sides together. I'm first lining up the side seams. And then I sew it in place with a 1 centimeter seam allowance from where we stopped sewing the elastic. So welcome to the end of this video. Before I end this video, I did want to show you all of the pieces that I managed to finish. And I will also share a little try-on clip of all of them. So let's see all of the pieces that I ended up making this week. First of all, I managed to finish my quilted jacket. It just needed that one last sleeve, but still it is done and it's super exciting. This is going to be a new sewing pattern of mine, probably something that is going to be released in the fall. So not anytime soon, but it's super fun and it's going to have different color options. Next up, I made the ME2019 top by Alyssa Threads from the Noami brand. It's really cute. It's not my best ever make. It's not my favorite make either, but it was really fun and I do hope you were able to follow along with that shirt back hack that I did. This is exactly the same technique that I used to put the elastic back in the bubble frock top. So if you also want to make that pattern but with the elastic back, then you can also use this video. Then I made this super cute dress inspired by that designer's dress that I saw. This I made with the hacks Elliot top, which I really like. I definitely would make that pattern again, probably with some different sleeves or different closure. I think it's a really good pattern that you can easily hack. Do keep in mind that that pattern doesn't really have any instructions. It only has the video tutorial and it also doesn't have any regular information that most sewing patterns do. And by that I mean like the yardage that you need, the notions that you need, all of that information it doesn't really have. It's just a PDF pattern and that's it. And then lastly but not least, we have the shirt dress. That is my own pattern, but you can easily make this by using a rectangle, and of course I showed you how to add sleeves to a shirt bodice in this video. It turned out really cute. It's also the nice length, like a midi length. Super happy with it, and it's definitely something that is a bit different for me with this fabric, but I really love it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was useful for you. I know it was a little bit different. It was not like a making vlog or a sewing vlog that I usually do. It was more of a vlog and tutorial combined, so I hope you don't mind that kind of thing. Let me know if there's any videos that you would like to see in the future and I will keep that in mind. And for now, I wish you all a very nice day, happy knitting and sewing, and I will see you then. Bye bye!
Right now, you jump the gun.